Hey guys, this is Rocking3 bringing another live commentary, Forza 5. This is part of the King of the Road series, and this is going to be the competitor for Hard Rage. This is a TVR Cigars on Road America rear-wheel drive on rear-wheel drive A-Class with traction control on. And I completely understand the traction control piece of this because this TVR is a beast. I actually added a little bit more horsepower than even what Hard Rage had. I gave up a little bit of handling for it, but we'll see how it turns out. So part of the King of the Road challenge is the first lap is a warm-up lap. I get 5 full laps to beat his target time, which is 2:12.461. And actually that is the time and the rival that is on the track right now. So you'll know instantly whether I beat it or not. Probably the trickiest thing I had to do with this car is get the brakes right. They never seemed strong enough, and they love to lock up. So the balance and the pressure was really difficult for me to find. I went really high on the pressure, and I went really low on the balance. I'm hoping I have it really close to where it needs to be. It felt a lot better. I can brake a little bit later than I was before. Probably haven't drove this car enough on this track to find out about downshifting, if I need to downshift more. With the traction control, I've been doing third gear kind of as my lowest, but I might be able to gain a little bit more time somewhere by dropping down to second gear. I'm just not sure how traction control would deal with that. So a couple of the issues I had with Hard Rage's TVR was that it had a little bit of oversteer, but then it still pushed through the corners a little bit. It had oversteer, I think it was oversteer late and understeer early in the turns. It might have been the other way around, I don't remember. It's been a couple of days. So what I tried to do was make it so I could kind of tip in the car a little bit to make the turn, but without understeering, and I kind of still have it understeering a little bit. Throttle oversteer and kind of turning understeer, but I think it's going to do okay. Alright, so here comes our very first full lap. You can see I'm definitely a little bit faster in the straightaways. Should say straightaways, not... Yeah, you see him tipping in there on the turn. I think he has a little bit more tires than I do. And I got into the gas a little bit late there. It's still close. And after these two speed, I mean, you need to have a little bit of handling too, so I have a feeling I'm going to probably fall behind here. Using that traction control. See, I'm wondering if I should shift to second gear right there or not. Not that big of a deal, probably, but... Really like this paint job I found too. I just looked for it and happened to come across it. It was a painter that I had used before. That's gonna cost me. This is probably a spot I'm gonna get past. Yep, I figured. Just can't get through that turn as nearly as fast as I would like to. A little bit better on the brakes than I was earlier on that, so I really do like that. Probably still going to be a little bit behind here because of the handling portion of this. And I broke a little early there. Gotta have a hard time getting this car straight. So it looks like I might need another couple of laps to give this a try. gonna be close. Nope. So close. Yet so far away. We definitely have the horsepower, right? So I'm happy with that. Keep in mind, even though I drove Hard Rage's TVR, I don't know the configuration, the tune on it or anything like that. So we probably have quite different cars since I have a little bit more speed and he has a little bit more handling. Ooh, I locked him up a little bit. Don't do that. Cannot afford. I still wonder if I should shift to second gear there. I'm gonna have to try a lap if I can't get this time. Go, go, go. I don't usually run with traction control, so this is different for me as well. I'm probably not as efficient with it. I'm trying to keep the car smooth and not use traction control, but this car is just a monster, so. Not an easy car to tune up. Hey, I didn't hit any edges that time, that's good. I had to hit the brakes there because I did not take that very well. Whew. So far, so good. I think I can stay relatively even through here. I just need to get this car stopped. I broke a little late there. I think I just had a little bit more speed. Oh, terrible. Yep. Alright, a little bit later on the brakes. Alright, I think I can get it. Yep, we got it. Looking like a good lap. Alright. We beat Rock King. 0.3 of a second. I mean, it's just... That is a tough car to drive. I'm not sure if I could squeeze much more time out of that either. I'll have to work on getting that to maybe oversteer a little bit more, or maybe I need to brake a little bit earlier. I do have the brakes set really, really high. You guys are going to see how crazy high this is. Sure we can. I'm not sure what the TNT stands for. I'm not sure if that's the television network. See the advertisement on there. Probably shouldn't run cars with advertisements on it, but sometimes they're just cool looking. Alright, we are 368. And we are... That is not too bad on that track. I ran about 5 or 6 test laps to kind of dial in to the brakes, and to do that in just a couple of full laps. I'm not saying that I could have done any better if I would have ran a lot more laps, but I think there's some potential there. So let's go into the tune of this car. Alright, start with the conversions. On the engine swap, I did do the 5.8 liter V8. You can see there's quite a jump of horsepower, although that's probably even more so because I went to the twin turbo. I usually try the centrifugal supercharger, and I think if I did that, I'm not sure what the horsepower would end up at, but you could probably put a little bit more handling on your car. This one's definitely a little bit more speed. Parts wise, I did everything stock here, everything stock except for the twin turbo. I did go with the race twin turbo. You see we got 115 horsepower for 19 PI, so that was a nice jump. Acceleration didn't go up, but top speed did. And that is it on the engine upgrades. I did go with the race brakes, the race springs and dampers, the race front and rear anti-roll bars, the race cage, race chassis and cage. No weight reduction. This car is actually really light already, 2559. Look at that horsepower though, 784. That is a nice amount. I might have to run this in some lobbies, although you kind of tiptoe a little bit. We have the stock clutch. We have the stock transmission. My Xbox is wanting me to do something here. We have the stock drive line, and we have the race differential. Tires, because I ran out of PI, I was a little bit more limited on. I went the street tire compound. I would imagine, I don't know, maybe not. I was going to say maybe Hard Rage had a higher tire, but I'm not sure. Went with the stock front tire width, and I did upgrade the rear as much as I could, which was just one 265/35Rs 18s. There was just a slight bump in there. We went with the heaviest wheels. I think I was really running out of PI. That is my normal really heavy wheel. And I don't think I was able to change the width of anything. Tire rims are both stock. Like, you could increase that. I'm not sure if that would gain anything or make it worse. We have the front and the rear Forza wing. And that is all the parts. Let's make sure there's no other parts in the rear. I think it's just the wing. Yep, just the wing. Alright, let's tune this up. Tires at 26 front and back. I have the stock transmission, so there's no changes there. I want the -2.5, -2.5 in the camber, front and rear. I don't know that I'd want to go any higher with the camber. You could try to go maybe up to -3.0, but with the traction control, it was really hard to tell. Front caster angle is 6.3, and I did zero out the rear toe. That was a -0.2 from stock, and I flattened that out. Neutral here on the anti-roll bars, I got 14.52 in the front, 14.96 in the rear. Front springs are 454.8, and a little bit of understeer here, 412.4. This one might be able to neutral out a little bit more too. Might meet those in the middle, maybe 425s. Give that a try. Right heights stock at 3.5. I didn't want to go much lower. Had problems with that anyway. Raise the rebound stiffness a little bit to 10.3 in the rear, 9.8. Drop the bump stiffness to 4.8 in the front and 4.3 in the rear. Went with the full down force, trying to carry as much speed as I could through the turns. Here is where a lot of the work went for me. 44% on the brake balance and full 200% on the braking force. Now, you can try this, but if you're someone who doesn't use non-ABS, I don't know exactly how that would turn out. You might want to go back with your personal preference. I was just having a really hard time stopping the car, so I just bumped it way up. Differential, I have 40% in the acceleration and 28% in the deceleration, and it turned out pretty good. So that was the King of the Road challenge. I do win this challenge. That was Hard Rage on a TVR Road America rear-wheel drive in the A-Class with traction control. Give it a try. I'm going to go ahead and save this up here right now because I have not saved it. King of the Road. So if you guys just want to download it instead of build it out, you can do that as well. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one. Later.